Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be in my boys' room decluttering all of their clothes. I am going to be trying to stick to the KonMari method for this, for most of it, but like I said in my kitchen decluttering video, I'm going to also be incorporating some of my own personal things and tips that I have just kind of learned over the years that work best for me, so I will be sharing those along the way with you guys as well. And I'm also going to be talking about some different tips that I've learned over the years just to kind of keep our kids' clothes at a minimum, or not a minimum, but at a more manageable level, because I'm sure you guys know if you have kids, it gets out of hand. So I'm going to be sharing a few tips that I've learned over the years for that, and I'm also going to be sharing some ways that I actually organize and have like systems in place for whenever they outgrow their clothes, because especially when they are so young, they are outgrowing their clothes at a crazy rate. So I've learned a really good system. I think I put it together maybe like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and I have just kept it. It works so good, so I'm going to show you guys that as well. So I hope that watching this video will be very beneficial to you and you can get some new tips, and also I hope that it gives you some amazing decluttering motivation, because this is going to be real, you guys. I'm pretty behind on this, honestly. I wanted to film this video like back in the fall, so I've kind of been putting off going through their clothes, and it's like out of control right now. So you guys have a ton of motivation coming your way right now. I have also mentioned that I am doing a whole house declutter, so I'm just gonna be going through my house over the next like month or two and just decluttering every room. I'm super excited. I just finished our kitchen a couple weeks ago and it feels so amazing to be in there. So I'm really excited for that. I will leave that video or that playlist up here for you guys. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out and follow along on this process with me, but let's go ahead and get on into it. So before I was able to start decluttering all of the boys' clothes, I wanted to make sure that I had all of their clothes cleaned and in their dressers. So I'm just going to be putting away the very last load of laundry that was kind of a combined load that I did earlier in the day. And that way I just knew that when I was going through all of their clothes, I was not missing anything aside from the clothes that they were wearing during the day. But this way I knew everything else was in their drawers and I wasn't going to be missing anything. We usually wash the boys' clothes separately, and that way we don't have to go through and sort them individually like that. But I did share that in my laundry routine, so I'm going to go ahead and link that up here in an iCard for you guys, or down in the description box as well, in case if you haven't seen it and you want to watch that. Definitely check that out, because I feel like the way that we do our laundry is pretty easy, and it makes it so that the laundry doesn't pile up on any particular day. Okay, so this is one tip that I have been doing for so many years now, and it really makes a big difference when you're decluttering your kids' clothes. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is I am not going to be going through every single one of my kids' clothes. I am just taking 1 or 2 pieces of clothing from each type of clothing that they have, and I'm finding one that really fits them really well, and I'm just going to be using those clothes to see which ones fit them, and then I'll be able to tell that way which ones they have outgrown. But this is honestly such an amazing thing that I have learned, because I used to have them just stand there and test all of the clothes out, and there was so much whining and so much complaining, because honestly, they're still pretty young and they don't want to stand there for 30 minutes while they check on every single piece of clothing they own to see which fits and which doesn't fit. So this is something, especially if you have little kids, just go ahead and try this trick out, and it will really make it so much easier. Now, once I start decluttering, I am actually going to be doing this the KonMari way. Whenever I've decluttered my kids' clothes in the past, I've always just done it drawer by drawer, but I really felt like actually this way, it wasn't super overwhelming because I did just do each boy's dresser individually, but just seeing how many clothes they had all in one pile really made a big impact on me, thinking, holy cow, we have a ton of stuff and they do not need this much. I honestly knew that they had too many clothes at this point, and I don't feel like it usually gets this out of hand, but I kind of enjoyed doing the KonMari this way just because it really forced me to see exactly how much they had, and then I was able to let go of those items a lot easier. And as you will see, I do not really include my kids in the process of getting rid of their clothes. My boys do not really care what they wear, and I do know that they have a few favorites, but I'm definitely aware of which ones those are. So I will not ever get rid of something that I think might be important to them at all. And while I do include them whenever I declutter their toys, they are not very passionate about their clothes and they don't really care which ones they wear. So that's why I'm not including them in this process. So as you can see, I'm just laying down that one piece of clothing that I had kind of measured on them earlier to see which one fit the best. And then I'm just laying the rest of the clothes on top of that one to kind of see how that matches up. And that way I can really easily see if it's too short or too small and if the boys have outgrown it. And then if they have outgrown it, I'm being really picky on if I want to go ahead and pass that along to the next boy, or if that's something that I really don't want to share with them, if that's something that they never really enjoyed, or it's just not really in good shape anymore. And I also try to stick to about 10 items of one type of clothing. For example, I will try to only have 10 long sleeve shirts, 10 pants, 10 shorts, and 10 short sleeve shirts. And my reasoning for 10 is just because if we do laundry once a week, that gives us an entire week of clothes plus a few extras. And that's something that I feel is a really manageable number, but I will not hold myself to that completely. So if there are a few extra shirts or something that we really love, we won't force ourselves to stay to 10, but that's just a guideline that I kind of try to stick to while I'm decluttering. So moving on to Liam's clothes, I am just going to be doing the same thing, and I'm pulling all of these clothes out onto this blanket. I did already vacuum the floor, so I didn't feel like the floor was too dirty, but I just wanted to make sure the clothes stayed nice and clean. So while I just am working on the floor, I just wanted to go ahead and lay that blanket out. So that's why I'm actually kind of leaving all the clothes on the blanket so they stay a little bit cleaner, especially because if you guys have been watching my cleaning videos lately, you know that we have been dealing with crazy dog hair. I don't know what it is, but Emma has just been shedding so much lately. It's crazy. I've been having to vacuum at least twice a day, and it's still just everywhere. It is covering our house right now, you guys. If you have any tips on how to deal with dog hair, please let me know, because I am struggling through this right now. It is insane. So one thing that I usually try and do in the boys' room is actually go through their clothes every new season, and I mostly just mean like summer and then also in fall. Just anytime they start kind of transitioning into a new type of clothing, like when they go from wearing pants and long sleeve shirts to wearing shorts and short sleeve shirts, I will go through all of their clothes and just make sure that everything they have is fitting them, that it's in a good shape. And that's just a really easy way. So I end up doing that about twice a year. And you can really tell I didn't do that this year because, like I said before, I was trying to wait and save it for this video. But when I follow that, I usually find that it's not so overwhelming because it's just not such a huge process and I don't need to get rid of as many clothes. Let me know how often you guys try and go through your kids' clothes. Is it just something you do kind of randomly? Is it something that you kind of devote a whole day to? Do you do it once a year, twice a year, once a month? Just let me know how you guys do it, and if you guys have found a really good way, or if you guys have found some really good tips, definitely share those with me in the comments. So as I've been decluttering Noah's clothes, his has definitely been the most emotional for me because while I declutter the older boys' clothes, I'm usually able to pass those along and pack those away for Noah or for Liam to wear. But whenever I declutter Noah's clothes, I know that we are not having any more kids, or we are not planning to at least. And I know that I'm never gonna see any of our boys wearing those clothes again. I feel like I kind of don't look forward to decluttering Noah's clothes just because it is bittersweet for me. Okay, so I am completely done with all of their dressers. I went through Luke's, Liam's, and Noah's, and we got rid of quite a bit of stuff. This entire laundry basket is going to be donated. I went through, and anything that I didn't want to pass on to the little boys, I was very picky on it, and then anything I didn't want to pass along, I just went ahead and I'm going to donate that. And then I do have this small little pile right here. These are items that I am going to pass on. Honestly, the older boys are getting a little bit rough on their clothes, so I'm not able to pass along as much as I used to be able to, like when they were a lot younger. Sorry for that light, you guys. It's actually dark outside, so I have to have my own light in here or it is just harsh. But let me go ahead and show you what they're left with right now, and then also like how I'm storing everything. All right, so this one is Luke's dresser, and I've shown you guys this in my laundry routine video, but I actually have them like labeled, and for Luke, since he can read, I have just words. I have to redo some, but anyway, so in his t-shirt drawer, he definitely has the most t-shirts. I think he had like 13 that I ended up leaving him with, and then his Packers jersey. Now, I'm not going to be folding these the Marie Kondo way, not for the boys at least, because they usually help me put away their clothes. Like I said, if you've seen my laundry routine, then you kind of know that, but they do help me put away their clothes. And I just know that we are not going to be with them focusing on doing KonMari folding. So we just fold them right in half and then lay them on top of each other. And they can kind of get through to the bottom ones if they want, but honestly, they don't really care what they wear. So they usually just grab and go. And then for shorts, we just separate them like basketball shorts and then other ones. And I think they have about 10 each. And then for shirts, like long sleeve shirts, they do not have 10 each, I don't think, but that's what we got. And then for pants, we do kind of the same thing. We just have like sweatpants and then jeans. So this one is Liam's dresser, and you can see for him, he is like learning how to read a little bit. And so he has pictures and words so that he knows where his clothes are and where to put them away. So he is left with about 10 shirts and a jersey. He also has it set up the same way where he has like basketball shorts and then the other kinds like jeans and cargos. Down here he has his long sleeve shirts and a couple polos. And then down here he has the same thing as sweats and then jeans. He does have a few extra jeans down here that are like so close to fitting him, so I don't really want to pack those up because I don't think I'll get back to them in time, but I'm just going to kind of leave those in there for now. All right, for Noah's, he is only 2, so he just has pictures to help him decide where clothes go and where they belong. He has the same thing. He has a Packers jersey, and then I don't think he has 10 shirts, and will probably end up needing more for the summer, but I will just kind of go through the older boys' older clothes that we have stored away. In here we have some shorts. So we have basketball shorts and then the cargos and jeans. And then down in here we have some long sleeve shirts. And again, they are just folded like super simple. And that is so that they can help me with that. He also has some polos. And then in the bottom drawer he has more like comfortable pants and sweatpants and then also some jeans. Okay, so moving into the closet, I'm gonna warn you, it's a little bit out of hand. I've been kind of trying to wait to film this video before I clear it out so that I can show you how it looks when it's in use. But normally I would have pulled things out at this point because like I said, it's getting a little bit out of hand, but I'm still gonna show you, so no judgment, but these systems really do work, especially when you actually maintain them like I normally would be. So let me just go ahead and show you. Okay, so first of all, when you walk in, we do have separate laundry baskets for each boy. This is just something that works best for me because then we don't have to sort anything. We can just wash them separately in like some smaller loads and then go ahead and sort them on their own. Then they do have some built-ins, so this is where all of Luke's PJs go, all of Liam's PJs go, all of Noah's PJs go, and then we don't do anything to them at all. These are their PJ tops, just white shirts, and then they have like colored PJ bottoms, so we don't even fold them at all. We just dump them in here, and that's how we make it work, so we don't have to do extra work with that, and they know to grab a white top and a PJ bottom. Now, this is an area that I really need to go through. I am like such a sucker for cute little boys in their church clothes, but we only pick like a few of those, so I'm gonna really narrow those down. We are gonna go ahead and do that in just a minute, but before that, I'm gonna show you my system. So this is a system that I have put into place several years ago where I am able to go through the boys' clothes on a more regular basis and keep them a little bit more in control and like at a manageable level. So going up here, I have 2 baskets for each boy. So this one is Luke's and that will say outgrown. It's like piling up. The next one says almost fit. So if I get something for Luke because it's on sale and I really like it, or I get a hand-me-down, it goes into that basket. And then I know that when he needs more clothes, I look there first. I have the same thing for Liam. I have an outgrown, and then I have an almost fits. The same thing for Noah. I have outgrown, and then I have an almost fits. And then right over here, I do have one for shoes, but I've kind of changed this up, and this is now like old socks. And then over here, it might be covered, but that one is actually like a swim basket. So I'm going to take all of these down as well, and we are going to go through those too.
So give me a reason.
So to talk a little bit more about these baskets or bins, these are just bins that I got from the Dollar Tree. They come in all different colors, and I never bothered to paint them or anything just because they're going to be up in the closet and they were kind of boy colors anyway, so I didn't really feel the need to change them. And I believe the chalkboard labels that I have put on them was just from Target, but you can honestly find those anywhere. But having labels on your organization bins really makes a big difference, and I feel like it makes it look a lot more intentional as well. But the reason that I love having these bins up in the boys' closet is because they are so easily accessible, and this way it just makes it so easy when I know that someone has outgrown something. I don't have to actually go ahead and pack them up down in the basement or anything, and I don't need to do a whole lot to store them. I can just go ahead and put them up in a bin up in the closet, and then once that bin fills up, I will usually take it downstairs and put it with the rest of the clothes that are kind of outgrown that need to get stored for a later time. But this way it helps me keep it more on track, and it keeps those clothes from just staying in the boys' drawers and really overcluttering it. And when I'm able to cycle through them like that and get them out of the drawers, it also leaves the gaps in the drawers where I know which items the boys are missing and which ones I need to go get some more of. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. If you guys ever have any questions about what I'm talking about, definitely leave me a question in the comments. I do read every single one of your comments and I love chatting with you guys, so I do try and respond to as many as I can.
You gave them one middle finger and the door shut. 'Cause I know we are real as can be. Although we stick to each other, we're free. We still dream of what we could be. You still amaze me. Us lasting longer than them, standing stronger than them, letting think we are crazy.
How ridiculous is it that we have this many church clothes for 3 boys? I mean, there has got to be like 40 hangers or more.
Now that we
So like I said, this is something that was really hard for me to get rid of just because I really love little boys' church shirts. I think that they are so adorable in them. So this is something that I feel I kind of collect almost, is just these cute little shirts. Let me know if there is something that you collect for your kids like this that you really do not need that much of, but you just kind of can't help yourself. This is totally my weakness for my kids' clothes, but honestly, after I got rid of so many, it felt really, really good. So I ended up only keeping 2 short sleeve shirts, 2 long sleeve shirts, 1 or 2 pairs of pants, and then also a white shirt for each of the boys.
are real as can be. Yeah. Although we stick to each other, we're free. We are free. We still dream of what we could be. You still amaze me. Us lasting longer than them, standing stronger than them, letting think we are crazy. 'Cause I know we are real as can be. You still amaze me. You still amaze me. You still amaze me. 'Cause I know we are real as can be. Although we stick to each other, we're free. Yeah, we still dream of what we could be. Could be. You still amaze me. Us lasting longer than them, standing stronger than them.
So I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope you got some extreme decluttering motivation. Let me know what you guys would like to see me declutter next. I'm so excited for this series, you guys. We are going through every single room in this house, and every single room I get done, it just feels like a weight has been lifted. So I'm really excited that we are going on this journey together. And if you guys are needing some cleaning motivation, I'm going to leave up my cleaning playlist up here, as well as my decluttering playlist, so definitely check out those, and you guys can get all of the motivation that you are needing. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you are not already, and also head over to Instagram and follow me over there, and I will see you guys in my next one.